Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday night slash Tuesday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. And the market's been generally moving up, though dipping a little bit today. Let's go to the charts. Okay, should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart. We're right at 117,000. We did break over 120 uh, earlier, about a week ago, wasn't able to hold it. And now we're hanging around this 117 area, but we are well above all the moving averages on the day chart, both the 20, 50, and 200. Ethereum has done better, straight up pretty much. And since this little dip on 22 June, up nearly 80%. So that's a pretty amazing move for Ethereum. So this could be the beginning of altcoin season. Maybe not, but this is usually the thing that starts it when Ethereum takes off. We have seen a lot of the other coins. If you were on Thursday's Zoom call with me, nearly everything was in the top of the range on the swing trade layouts. We may have something similar today. We'll see, but I did not go through Twitter to look for any recent news. So I know the three bills passed in the US about essentially regulations involving crypto that most of the crypto community were looking forward to. We now have an idea how cryptocurrencies and stable coins will be handled. And so we should at least know what the playing field's going to be like. So I think that's in the big picture good news, even if in the short term it's a bit intrusive. So I'm very curious to see if foreign exchanges will open up to the U.S. market. It'd be really nice for folks on this call to be able to access, if they're so inclined or qualified, leveraged and perpetual futures, things like that, trade both directions, on Bybit and Binance and exchanges like that. Also, um, well, actually, I wanted to say you might want to hold off on trading shorts. I've had four of them liquidate on me in the past week or so I quit trading shorts. I'm gonna set those aside until the market gets back to ranging. Um, So that's what I have to share about the markets in general. Anyone have anything else they want to share or ask questions about?
Been waiting for this for a long time. It's been a
Indeed.
good couple months.
Indeed. So yeah, it's good times in the crypto market, especially if you're a hodler. Um, I sold my Ethereum a little too soon, but it hit my target, so nothing wrong with that. Anyway, let's go to Altcoin Alert and we'll see if we can find some day trades and swing trades. All right, I'm on Altcoin radar. Easy mode is off. I'll refresh, get the latest information. And we'll do a quick AA score sort. And I looked at some of these and they weren't available on exchanges I wanted to trade, but Mina is. It's the 81.4 score. It's on Coinbase. And I got the 15-minute chart up. My day trade layout. It is dipping. It just dipped below the 20 on the RTI. Um, Quick review of my day trading layout. Got supply and demand visible range from Lux Algo for support and resistance. The red zone resistance, green zone support. The RTI relative trend index for It's where I set my alerts and how I determine usually when I enter trades on my day trading. Cumulative Delta I use occasionally for confirmation on trend-based trades, but I'm mostly doing dips and retraces. So that's my favorite way to trade. That's how I use Altcoin Alert and iCoin Pro. I'm not affiliated with these organizations, quick disclaimer. So this is just how I trade. All right. On the RTI, it just dipped below 20. When it breaks below 20, comes back up. Like here's a good example of that situation. That's where I like to get in. So here back on Saturday, we had dip below the 20, break back up. And there's a move here, 3.8%. If you stayed in longer, 12%, stayed in even longer, 16%. All those would have been reasonable exits. I probably would have gotten out. I usually get out at around 1 to 2% on the chart, and I'm trading on leverage, 10x leverage, so that's 15 to 20% for me. And then that's how I like to trade. So I think the best approach on Mina would be to right click on the RTI and set an alert. Add alert on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close, we'll leave it on all day until it expires. Expiration, leave this on till say 7 p.m. my time. And set message, add a custom name, AA score. If you type it in a few times, TradingView will remember. And notifications, notify my app on my smartphone. Toast notifications will pop up on my laptop. Play a sound also on my laptop. And 3 notes reverbs, what I usually use for day trading. And click create. And I've got this little highlighted dotted line here on the 20. So when it dips below, then breaks back up, I get the alert going only when it breaks back up, not when it dips below. So when it breaks back up, I'll get that alert and I can decide if I want to take a trade or not. At that point, I would usually look at Bitcoin. So move that over to the same time frame. See what it looks like on the 15-minute chart. And then decide if I'm going to take that trade. Okay, so that's the day trading option. The swing trade is on the hour chart. Same indicators for support and resistance. Then I use the SuperTrend for entries, buy and sell alerts. This Trendilo LSMA for confirmation. But we have a disagreement between the SuperTrend and the LSMA, so that's probably not a good entry. And it's dipping down pretty hard at the moment. Let's look at Bitcoin, the hour chart. Yeah, dipping down there as well. So what you could do is just take the next buy signal, let it run its course, let it dip, create a sell signal, then come back up and then catch the next buy signal. So right click on the super trend, select buy, usually only once. Expiration, about the same, 7 p.m. tonight. Message, same thing, AA score. And notification, I will go with handbell. It's a different sound, so I know it's a swing trade instead of a day trade. Click create, and that should show up over here in my alert list. Yeah, there's the Mina 1 hour and the 15-minute. So, where do I get out? Maybe you'll have to go to a longer time frame to get a better idea of that. The 4 hour didn't look that great. The 8 hour looks a little better. 20% in 60 days, about 30% in 70 days. So I don't know about those. I'm not sure if I would take that trade if it went off. I don't quite like the retrace potential from what I'm seeing in the past. On the day chart, looks quite a bit better, but you're going to be in that trade longer potentially. Yeah, there's 26%. Another resistance here, about 60%. Then the red zone, we're at 108%, 175 days. So that's way longer than I want to be in a trade. But if you want to hold a trade for half a year, then that one might be for you. So, any questions on Mina? Okay. Let's go through some other sorts on Altcoin Alert. Next is social activity. We'll match that up with trading activity. CFX, FINA, Sandbox, UMA, YFI, Dent. I'm looking for something to actually trade with some frequency. I'm not seeing anything yet. CKB, I look at that one. Tron, Doge. I like shorting Doge. I don't like trading it long very often. OMG and Tezos. So there's a few to choose from here. Let's look at CKB. I do trade that one from time to time. All right, so it's dipped below the 20 as well. It looks like Mina. Yeah, so I'll set my alert on this one. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20, once per bar close, and turn off at 1900. Message, social activity sort, and that's, and I'll go back to 3 notes reverb, click create. Oh, I've got too many alerts. 2000 alerts. Huh. Interesting. Well, I have to do a little housekeeping here while you guys are on. So what you can do is select an old alert that's not active and just delete a bunch of these at the same time. Right click, delete. And so those are gone now. If I click create, that should be in there now. I've been doing some algorithm trading, so I added a bunch of alerts last week or so. Probably pushed me over, but there's my CKB alert. And let's go back to that chart, and you can see the dotted line here. So when that breaks back above the 20, I'll get that alert. All right, let's go to the swing trade sort or layout. And it's in the hard sell area, which is okay for us if we're trading longs because it's due to come back. If you got in now, 28% in a day. That's pretty amazing, but we don't have any evidence of a recovery yet. So right click on your actually that's the wrong selection. Try that again. There we go. Add an alert on SuperTrend. Go with the buy. Only once for a swing trade usually. 1900. Message. Social. Notifications. We'll switch over to handbell. Click create. And it's there on both the swing and the day trade. So piling up some alerts here today. Any questions on CKB? All right, we will move on to 1 hour projected range. Let's do a refresh. And seeing if I can find some that are green both directions. There's the SSV network. And that's the only one I'm seeing. It's okay, I don't use the sort that often anyway. I'm a little curious about SSV. Let's see what that is. Okay, it's more prominent than I thought. It's on Kraken. Blowfin, MEXC. So it's on a few exchanges that we can get to. Click on the Kraken chart. The volume is pretty low on this. So it has dipped below the 50 and come back a few times. Here on Friday and again here on Saturday. And then here's a dip below the 20 back on Friday morning. And then it did take off. So once it broke above the 20, which is right about here. And, wow, pretty good move, 33% in 7 hours. So something that's volatile is going to be risky. But, if you want to trade it, catch the next dip above the 20 or the 50. You've seen me set those alerts before. I think I'm going to pass on this one. It's a day trade. Let's look at this as a swing. The sell just printed. It's been really choppy. So you can catch the next buy signal, but we're square in the red zone. Yeah, our usual approaches are not looking good on the swing trade option, but it looks pretty good as a day trade. So if you want to do that, knock yourself out. Any questions on SSV before we move on to a couple other sentiment sorts? Okay. Let's go to the short-term sentiment. Match that up with the Elder Impulse hourly and see what we can find. Bearish on quant. It's something I've traded on Coinbase before. Digibyte. Yeah, let's look at quant. We are in the red zone on the day trading layout. The others we've looked at had dipped. This one is not. So, yeah, the last time it dipped, it did make a nice move. So that occurred here. And yeah, 4.5%. And then eventually 7, 8% in about a day and a half. It's a pretty good day plus trade. Yeah, I think I will. I might look at this as a swing. I've traded quant before as a swing trade with some success. So I think I'm going to pass on the day trade, though I like if it dips below the 20 with this with the alerts I've showed you in the past, that would be a reasonable choice. On the swing, top of the range though, I don't like that. 4 hour, 8 hour day chart. Yeah, it's even pretty close to the top of the range on the day chart. That might be an all-time high of 165 back from December. Well, it's not an all-time high. We've had back in 2021, it was in the 300s. It hasn't been close to that since then. So looking at the big picture here, 160 would be a long-term swing exit, 190 and 340, but again, way longer than I want to be in a trade. So if you want to do this one for a long-term trade, a long swing, then could be a good candidate. Any questions on quant? Okay, let's see. So that was short term. Let's go with long-term sentiment sort. Come on. All right. Match that up with Elder Impulse Daily. Got sentiment, what people are talking about online. Elder Impulse technical indicator. When they match, that's usually something worth checking out. Sandbox, Waves, Caspa, Solana. I like day trading Solana, Dydex, CFX, Doge. So these are all pretty good candidates. Let's look at Solana. That's usually a crowd pleaser. All right, we're above the 80 on the RTI on the day trading layout. Last time it dipped below 20 was Saturday afternoon and made a big run from there. So I'm going to set this alert, right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20, once per bar close, and turn off at 1900. Long-term sentiment. And let's go back to 3 notes reverb for my day trading sound. Click create. I've got my dotted line here at 20. So it may not happen today. May not happen for several hours for it to dip below the 20, and putting an alert on the 50 would be reasonable as well. And we want that dip and then that retrace to come back to this area here. So ideally I'd be getting in around here, taking a retrace back to the red zone, 4%, good day trade. All right, let's look at the swing trade option. We're at the top of the range on the 1 hour chart, which as I warned you would probably be happening with most of the coins we looked at for swing trades. Yeah. The day chart is a little better. 28% and 177 days. Don't like that, but that much. But you could do that that thing Brendan likes to talk about, that chip dip and roll or whatever. I can never remember the name of it. To where break, dip, and take off, something like that. So it breaks above the recent zone, which Solana's about to do. So you can set an alert there. And then when that alert goes off, set another alert for it to dip down into the red zone, and then you take your trade. So
It's a break hook and go.
great hook and go. I will never remember that. Okay. Frank wants to look at H bar, so we'll go ahead and do that. Any questions on Solana before we do that? Okay. H bar. I traded that last week. I put an alert on it. I don't know if I took an actual trade, but so H bars dip below the 20. I like this as a day trade. When it breaks above, probably happen around here. You got resistance here at 4.6 and again here 5.3. So looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and set this alert. Crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close, expiration 7 p.m. and set. This is Frank's suggestion. Notifications, 3 notes reverb, click create, and yeah, that should be there. Yeah, H bar, the Solana, 2 CKBs. All right, looking pretty good on my alerts. Let's look at the swing trade option on the 1 hour chart. Okay, a little choppier than what we've seen on some of the others. Currently a sell printing, but if this turns around, maybe a buy kicks in right about here. 6.3, maybe 11% in 4 days. That's a good swing trade. Top of the red zone. So you just might want to set, I'll go ahead and do this, catch the next buy signal, add an alert on the SuperTrend, buy, 7 p.m. from expiration. And we'll go with handbell, create, and there we go. All right, thanks for the suggestion, Frank. Any questions on this one? All right, let's take a quick look at Buddy Coin Crawler and iCoin Pro. Home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. Okay, we just got an alert go off on Mina. And I think that's my day trading layout. So yes, this broke back above the 20. And to the red zone, 3.2%. Top, like the middle of the red zone, around closer to 6. Top of the red zone, 7. So those would all be reasonable. Take profits on this day trade. You might want to check it out on Mina on Coinbase. Okay, iCoin Pro. Buddy Coin Crawler sorted from average low to SMA. Looking for values 4% and higher. Komodo, bunch of junk in here, unfortunately. LTO has been in here pretty consistently. Might look at that. CFX. A few contenders. Let's look at LTO. Is that something on my list? No. Okay, it's on Binance US. Interesting layout. The red and the green zones are pretty close to each other. This looks kind of funky on the day trade. It's got like an 80% difference between these two small areas here. So that's got potential. As a swing trade, oh yeah, the volume's terrible. That's why. Well, it's on Binance US. It's not real good volume. Took this as a swing. A little bit of resistance here. 185 in 21 days. This might be a function of the exchange. But we looked at LTO before. It had, I think, some similar values. Let's see where else. It's on KuCoin, Gate. All right, this looks a little more reasonable. It's kind of chopping around the 50 on the RTI on KuCoin. If you took it now, went your way, the red zone, 3.6%, not bad. Swing trade. Currently in a buy. Trendilo is pointing up. If you got in now, 3%, 9% in 4 days. That's pretty good. I don't know if you can find this one. The swing trade might be decent. Okay, let's look at one more on Buddy Coin Crawler. Komodo, maybe? KMD. Yeah, it looks the same as LTO as far as its availability. It's also on KuCoin, pretty low volume. I can't really recommend this, but since we're here, last time it dipped below the 20, made a nice move. That occurred Sunday morning. So 6.7%. It's a really good day trade. On the swing, the sell signal showing on the SuperTrend. Trendilo just printed red. So your best bet's to catch the next buy signal. Maybe that happens up here. And 5%. No, these aren't that good. 4 hour looks quite a bit better for retrace. 42% in 11 days would be a great swing trade, up to 5 cents. Then there's this big dip, and then the red zone over 100% in 24 days. That's a great swing trade. So I like this as a swing trade better than the day trade layout. So, okay, Frank's asking for Pendle. All right, we will look at Frank's suggestion and then wrap it up. Okay, on Coinbase, just dip below the 20. So this looks like a good day trade that should pop any moment. Just moved up a little on the green. There's some resistance at about 2%. Again here at about 7.5%. That's a really good day trade. Then the secondary here a little higher at 8%. So those would be good entries on day trades. And if you're impatient, you could get in now. Not financial advice, but yeah, it's like it's just about to cross. Or you could set that alert to break above the 20. You see me do many of those. Um, Actually, I should do one of those. Crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close. Frank suggestion. And we'll do this as a day trade. Click create. All right, let's look at this as a swing. And trending down on the 1 hour chart. So catch the next buy signal, probably happen right around here. Top of the red zones, 8.8%, not bad. Let's see, 4 hour chart. Yeah, top of the zone there. Yeah, we're at the pretty much the all-time high here for Pendle. So yeah, if you're doing a swing trade, you might want to be conservative. All right, any questions on Pendle? Or anything we talked about on Altcoin Alert, iCoin Pro, swing trading, day trading? All right. We'll wrap it up here then. If you're watching on the recording, please check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel. If you are still trading on leverage, be wary of shorts. Not doing well for me. And anyway, you guys have a good week, and we will see you on Thursday night / Friday morning. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.